Collective, welcome, welcome. I'm Nikki, your local vegan terrorist. We're going to do a reading, check-in reading, and I've got 15 minutes that I'm working with. So, let's see what information we can get for this connection. I have not uploaded it yet. This one will probably upload first because it's going to be much shorter. But I did do a reading yesterday for this connection, and the Divine Feminine was really struggling. At least this Divine Feminine was. So, you're both probably feeling that energy right now. So let's see. Four of Swords. Yeah, you're both needing to rest. Page of Pentacles. You're needing to take it slow. This is a horse riding a horse. So this is like somebody getting a hold of their urge to go, 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 and like see how they're kind of pulling back, like, whoa, Nessie. Maybe somebody's name is Nessie, but also like the Loch Ness monster. Maybe this person views you as like a mythical creature of the world. You could be well traveled, or maybe you will travel with this person. I can show you the world. Maybe you'll kind of astral travel, or you both do at this point. This reminds me of the snowman. We're floating in the air. What is he Dutch or Austrian? The little boy who sings that. We're floating in the air. We're flying through the moonlit sky. Something with the moon and the world. So it's like your whole world feels like it's eclipsed. It's shadowed. The moon is confusion or lack of clarity. The need to trust in faith. Eight of Cups. Okay, so the Eight of Cups is usually somebody leaving something that is emotionally unfulfilling, or what I consider choosing yourself in any scenario, whether it's work, love, family, friends, whatever. It is choosing yourself. It's going towards what emotionally fulfills you. That should never be another person. That's not a rebound. That's not going to be emotionally fulfilling either. You already know that. This Eight of Cups is like, see how it's stationary? There's no figures leaving or going towards something. It's like you're really finding something about staying put that is bringing you fulfillment. Ace of Cups. Yeah, it's really filling your cup to slow down. I feel like there's an inner world traveling system that you and this person operate under. Like you have very vivid imaginations, possibly. I was going to say Seven of Swords is someone who's very guarded. But see, again, I can show you the world. And I was getting this image in yesterday's reading where it was like this, like something coming out of focus and then back into focus. This is like, I imagine all of these blades, if they were turned this way, it looks like a wall. A lot of people look at you like that art where it looks like an animal or a creature or something. It's very, very detailed. And then when you look from the side, it's just a bunch of junk and toys and whatever. But it's like looking at, I think most people look at you this way and they don't see all of this beauty. Like, look at all this. There's like a very nice home, looks like Italy possibly. It's like a countryside, and there's crop rows here, so there's some sort of vegetation. Maybe you want to grow wine. That movie French Kiss with Meg Ryan and Kevin Kline. Calvin Klein almost came out, and then initially I was going to say Chris Christopherson. So maybe those names resonate with you, but it's like your person sees you very clearly because they're right next to you, right? Like it's, if you're looking at somebody or they're looking directly at you, maybe their perspective, their angle that they have on you, they're working an angle maybe to approach you, but not in a manipulative way. They're just, Seven of Swords is usually someone who's very guarded or holds a grudge, so they might feel like feminine, that you are, the masculine might feel like the feminine is guarded to everybody else, but it's like they know that you're actually just protective over your dreams. And I think maybe this thing that you've imagined, this big dream that you've imagined, you probably keep that very close to your chest. Maybe you tried to share it with others and it got shut down or discouraged in a way. Maybe you tried it with a past relationship and it just kind of crashed and burned. It didn't work. What is that? Four of Cups. Yeah, someone's in a lot of Virgo energy here. Very, very retracted, reclusive, observant, analytical. Just looking at offers. Yeah, this feminine feels, the masculine sees the feminine as being like, no, it's going to be my dream or nothing. Because you've chosen yourself so many times, feminine, that you have no problem being alone. You have no problem with it. Would you prefer to be with the love of your life? Sure, that sounds great. But if the choices are these cups, you don't want them. You're holding out for a hero. Bonnie, I was gonna say Bonnie Clyde, but it's Bonnie Tyler, but Bonnie and Clyde. Like, you're looking for your ride or die. We got a Page of Pentacles and a Page of Cups both coming at you. You may have a choice. You always have a choice when you're coming into union, because you have the past and the future coming in the moment. Four of Cups, or Five of Cups again. Not again. I was going to say Four of Cups again, but it was the Five of Cups. But see, yes, you're not listening. In that figure, I should have shown you guys the card. The little character, the little boy character is plugging his ears, and there's a feminine character barking over his shoulders, and it's the Five of Cups all spilled. Four of Pentacles, though. So we have a lot of fours here. 4, 4, 4. You might be seeing numbers in series of fours. For the four, the ultimate four is the Four of Wands. That's why you're all here. You're waiting to know when you're going to come into that divine union. But it's like, I'm not listening to anything else. And I think that's both of you. I think both of you have been through enough lackluster connections that, yeah, your heart is you're very protective over your heart, but you're still, let's do this. This masculine is still coming toward this feminine because they know that this feminine's not going to drain them. Maybe they've dealt with feminines who just took. And this feminine, again, they're very tapped into their moon energy. They know how to fulfill themselves. They know and understand how important, not just important, they understand that dreams are creation. And so they're not wanting, you can't create without dreams, without envisioning it, without being a magician, without your third eye sight, and without listening to your heart, that water work. Maybe you do some scrying, or maybe you've been thinking about it, or maybe this is the first time you've ever heard about it and you're going to look into it now. Three of Pentacles. This person wants to collaborate. The moon, yes. 18, number 18. And Sagittarius energy as well. Pisces energy. Maiden of Pipes. Somebody could sing, right? Like, you got those pipes. But this is an alchemist. This is someone that is referred to as the witch, right? The Queen of Wands. And then we have the Lovers here. So we have fire and air. So that's masculine energy coming together. The feminine, or there could be a female masculine and a male feminine coming together. Don't be ugly. The Lovers. Gemini. That's the Gemini back there. Fussy little thing. It's funny. The boy is so tolerant. They're twins. And they're 2 of 6. So maybe the number's 2, 6, the ratio, 1/3 is important. 1/3. Maybe you were always 1/3 of somebody's priorities, or like you were always like in a third party with people, whether it was a toxic parent, or family dynamics, whether it was, toxic friends, work, or there were third parties. You were, deceived in a big way. We have the World again. You're done with that. You want to be somebody's second priority to themselves. It's them, then you, and then together you are both for the collective. because when you serve yourself, you are able to serve the collective. But yeah, the one's pretty sassy. The boy, Jack, right? He's very tolerant, but he's very hyperactive. She's very mellow, unless you get in her bed space or like mess with her peace. She'll put you in your place. She's very much like, nah. But she's mellow in her energy. She's kind of aloof. So there's like something about these kind of opposites. The 5 love languages are very important here. You maybe speak, I mean, as divine alchemists, as magicians, here on the front of this Rider-Waite, you are both alchemists and you both are very powerful in your ability to create. I don't know where I was going with that. Yes, but that's where I needed to go, because we have the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands. So this is a very powerful, magical couple. I don't want to say power couple. That sounds so overused, because, you know, that's often referred to as like the 3D. Like, you are going to make a lot of abundance in the 3D. And yes, you will. You will make a lot of abundance in the 3D and the 5D. But this feels like you could be utilizing your 5D gifts for 3D abundance. When you come together, it's like you're going to be very powerful. I mean, you could have strong fire placements, but the King and Queen of Wands are two very activated go-getters. The Queen of Wands gets what she wants, and the masculine, the King of Wands, goes after what he wants. So there's always this like activity, but there's like, it's like a patient activation. There's something about like true yin yang and the symbol yin yang. It's that true. There's a little bit of dark in the masculine. There's a little bit of light in the feminine, because feminine is dark. It's of the moon. It's of the night. It's of the unseen, and so it's not dark evil. You two understand energy very well, so I feel like if you're here, I don't need to go into that, but there could be a few people in here that are just new to this, or like just really tapping into their gifts, that are kind of like, yeah, we have the 7 of Cups here. I feel like somebody's really tapping into their gifts. They're kind of like, once they open up this doorway, maybe their third eye sight, because that's what we were really referring to in the beginning, they're able to see all of these gifts, all of these opportunities. 5 of Swords. It's something in your communication, your affirmations, your verbal spell work, because you're done giving to confrontational energy. You're done giving to argumentative energy. You two aren't going to argue. I mean, I think you'll disagree on things, or you'll think differently, but I don't even really see you guys. It's always annoying when you hear a couple that's like, we never fight. Yes, you do, or you need to. That's the problem here, is that you don't. You know, everybody gets on each other's nerves. You spend enough time together, like, you're gonna have confrontations. But confrontation is not pejorative. It's just confronting something that needs to be addressed. So we're gonna stop it here. I know that was a really kind of brief reading. We didn't really get too much into it, but we do have a true energetic power couple here, a magic power couple here. And I will upload these videos and then I'll delete them from my phone so that I have more space. I have to go through and curate my storage. I've been going through purges and purges. Thank you everyone for your patience, because I have been like everywhere, shadow work wise. And so my divination, my gifts of divination, I've really been utilizing for myself, so that I can better serve the collective. So thank you for your patience, your support. 14:14 on the clock there. I hope there was something in here for you, a little bit of reassurance, and hopefully this uploads before the other one, so that way you get a little bit of like, this is coming in, your dreams are coming true. But the other reading that I did yesterday was very heavy. I was in a not great mood. I expressed all of that in there, but it still could be a very draining reading for some of you, or it could be completely uplifting. You know, sometimes you never know how that's going to be, but hopefully it was expressed in authenticity, and then there is something in there for you in that video. And until next time, I wish you well.